Hi everyone and welcome! Today let's bake pan de jamon, a traditional Venezuelan bread filled with bacon, ham, green olives and raisins. To make the dough of pan de jamon we will need 15 grams of fresh yeast, 25 grams of sugar, 100 to 200 grams of warm milk, 500 grams of flour, plus some flour for dusting, 15 grams of butter, 1 egg, and half a teaspoon of salt. For the filling, we will use approximately 150 grams of bacon in slices, 300 grams of ham in slices, 150 grams of green olives with paprika filling, and 2 tablespoons of raisins. And to brush pan de jamon before baking, we will use 1 egg and 2 teaspoons of brown sugar. With this amount of dough, we will make 2 loaves of pan de jamon. First, let's prepare yeast. Crumble the yeast in a bowl, add some sugar, about 50 grams of warm milk, and a few tablespoons of flour to it. Make sure to use warm, not hot milk, because otherwise you will kill the yeast and it will not grow. Mix everything and put the bowl aside in a warm place. When the yeast has grown a bit, mix the flour with salt and butter. Add the egg and the yeast mixture. Mix everything and add the warm milk gradually so that you can form dough. Dust the kitchen countertop with some flour, knead the dough and put it in a bowl. Cover the bowl with a folded towel and put it in a warm place to grow for 1 hour. In the meanwhile, we can cut the olives in half as it is easier to roll them in. And cover a baking tray with parchment paper and dust some flour on it. 1 hour later, the dough should have risen and doubled in size. Dust the kitchen countertop with some flour, remove the dough from the bowl and cut it into 2 pieces for the 2 loaves. Roll 1 piece of the dough into a rectangle. Put half of the bacon slices on the dough. Then cover it with the slices of ham. Put olives in a few rows and randomly put raisins on top. Roll the dough carefully and close the ends. Make sure to have the closing of the roll underneath it. Put it on the baking tray, cover with a towel, and prepare the second loaf the same way. Leave both loaves to rest on the tray covered with a towel for about 1 hour. The dough will grow a bit again. Before preparing the loaves for putting in the oven, set the oven to heat to 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Using a fork, make some holes on top of the pan de jamon loaves. Mix the egg with the brown sugar and brush the loaves generously. Put them in the oven to bake for 20 to 25 minutes till they are nicely golden brown. Remove pan de jamon from the oven and let it cool in the baking tray a little before moving it and cutting. I'm glad you could join me today. Enjoy pan de jamon and see you next week. Bye!